What's going on YouTube, and welcome to a new Modern Warfare video here today. I'm just going to be going over a game played off of the stream yesterday, off of Courage JD's Twitch channel, and I'm just going to be going over what I liked, what I didn't like, so let's just look right into it as we get in. First things first, just looking at the class, I like that you start with a primary, secondary, tactical, and lethal. I'm not sure if that's going to be for every game mode or if that's just this game mode, but I'm a fan of the pick 10 system, but I also like the old school way of getting that primary and secondary because I think it left for less kind of cheese. You know, nowadays people are, with the pick 10, they're running 4 attachments with these like double stocks, especially in Black Ops 4, and it just gets kind of ridiculous. I like going back to the old days where you get a couple guns that work. So right there, as you can see right off the bat, one of the new updates that looks like coming into this game is a wall, like, I think they're calling it mount, which I don't get why it's called mount, but it's really just peeking around those walls. And I don't know if I'm a fan of that. I think for search and destroying game modes like that, it could be really useful, but I don't know how it's going to be able to get people off of those, if they're going to be more OP than head glitches. If not, then I think it could be useful just to have it in the game, but I don't want it to be too good where, people are just sitting on them the whole game. So as you can see, this is like basically the FAMAS. I think it's called the FRX or something like that, but it's basically the FAMAS. In this game mode, you actually don't heal health either, which is kind of a big thing. I did see stim shot on one of the other maps, and I hope that stim shot's not in the full game. I'm really not a fan of having stim shot. I think it just, especially competitively, in pubs I actually enjoyed it, but competitively I think it was just really, it's just really inconsistent. It doesn't allow for people to make good callouts because no one's really ever one shot. You don't really know if you could challenge certain spots. I think it's just really inconsistent. So hopefully that won't be a problem in this game. But as you can see, they're running MP5 with RPG right now, and the MP5 looks really good in this game. I really like that, they do have RPG again, because for pub standards, you need a lot of variation in guns without having all of these guns getting pulled from like crates. You gotta have just a lot of guns starting off in the game. I remember back to like the Modern Warfare 2 days, I think there was like 8 to 10 ARs at launch. I forget how many there was. I'd have to go down the line and count it, but there was a lot, whereas in like the newer Call of Duties, you really only get like 5 ARs, maybe 5 subs, where you were getting so many more guns off of launch, so they didn't need to put all of these packs in just to get all these guns, and then only some people have them, some people don't. Not a fan of that. As you can see, Molotov and the Flash with the pistol for this class. Like I said, this is a really fun game mode. I don't think, obviously, it would ever be like a competitive game mode or like a tournament-based game mode, but definitely this could be something if you're, arguing with people in a chat or, whatever. You can say, all right, it's 2v2 then. It's kind of like a 1v1, except they have the maps made. You can't really choose like a quick scoping match on this one, but you definitely will be able to just have some fun. And this is a great game mode, like almost like a party game mode with the random classes. So that's pretty fun to see. I don't know how they're going to do the random classes, if it's going to be switched every time when the game launches. Right now, as you can see, it seems like a couple rounds are kind of getting the same classes, but some other maps they weren't. So I don't know if that's going to be the same every time. And just right there, as you can see, that flash grenade, I really like how that flash grenade hit right there. Like grenades, stunning, and flashes are really big for me because I know in Black Ops 4 especially, but in some of them you get stunned for so long that it's almost a little bit ridiculous. You basically are dead every time, and I don't think that should necessarily be the case. I think that you should, if you get flashed, if you get around cover pretty quickly, you should be able to get out of it, just because you don't want flashes being so OP that every time you throw one, it's a free double kill or something, which is definitely the case in some of the newer Call of Duties, including Black Ops 4. I really like the mantling. It seems quick, but we don't know about the dexterity or anything like that. But I do like the mantling in the fact that it's quick, but it's not too quick. It's not going to be these crazy people jumping through windows as far as I can see right now with the speed of it. It's going to be definitely useful to get around, just like, older Call of Duties, but not as fast as these new high speed games. And I know a lot of people like the high speed Call of Duties, but I think that over the last couple of years it's gone too fast. I definitely think that we need to slow it down a little bit. Like, search and destroy is basically just sprint to the middle and shoot people nowadays. all 5 rush and 1 bomb. It's not really, tactical anymore, and I think that's the point of Call of Duty, was to be a really tactical game. So I think that's definitely something that we need to get back put into the game. So as you can see from these snipers as well, they hit pretty good. So it's hard to tell. I would say it's almost like a Black Ops 1 sniping from what I could see a little bit. It doesn't look as quick as Modern Warfare 2, or actually it might be kind of close to Modern Warfare 2 sniping some of them. Maybe like a Barrett, zooming in. I don't think the intervention. But it looks like it definitely aims on point where you want to shoot. But it doesn't look like it's so fast with these quick draws on the sniper like the new Call of Duties. And I know I keep referencing the new Call of Duties, but that's really what we're comparing it to, right? Because I know a lot of people's complaints is that we want to get back to the old-fashioned games, but not too old-fashioned. World War II kind of took it a little bit too far without even having like a real perk system and things like that, which are kind of a basis of Call of Duty. But I do like this new setup. It looks like it's going back to Modern Warfare, old school, but also like a little modern, so it's not too old school with the guns. So right here, as you can see, he's going up behind him, and it does have a bash animation. I don't know if you could see that from TP's point of view right here, but the gun is a bash animation, so it doesn't look like the gun is gonna be a 1 bash kill. I definitely like not, I'm a fan of the panic knife kill, but I'm also, like, from a competitive standpoint, once again, I like the ability to have to bash and hit a shot, because I think that it's a little bit more skill to be able to bash and then like get your gun on point and be able to hit something. Whereas panic knife, a lot of times, is just basically what it's called, a panic. You hit it, but I do like panic knives. I've always been a fan of them all the way back to Modern Warfare 2, COD 4. So this one's actually a knife animation. So that was maybe from the back. If you hit them, it looks like it might be like a stealth knife animation, but it also looks like it's pretty like long to do it. So I really like the goriness and the animation itself, but it looked like you're not going to want to use it if there's a lot of people around. From what it looks like it might be a little bit harder to knife them and keep going. Almost looks like a Ghost animation, Call of Duty Ghost, where it wasn't just like a quick knife and you could keep going, but it actually like held you in animation. As you can see, he also has the model right now and a throwing knife. In my opinion, the model or shotguns like that, I like having shotguns. Like I said, I really like having like a secondary primary type of class, because it really allows for people to play long range and short range in the same class. And I think it really helps, especially in pubs. You don't have to worry about if you're trying to run a sub and you're just getting ripped and everyone's just camping with ARs. You can switch to an AR, but then you could also get up close with that shotgun. So it kind of allows for like skill gaps if they do them correctly. Right there, as you can see too, it doesn't look like there's too much of a wall bang, which is also another complaint I've had about Black Ops 4, just because people seem to shoot through every single wall in Black Ops 4. There's pretty much, the walls are just there to, I don't even know, I guess cover you, but they're pretty much just able to shoot through every single wall. And I don't like that. I mean, if you have FMJ, maybe, but it definitely should have to be an attachment. I don't think that you should be able to shoot through everything just because I know most people don't even have to use FMJ in Black Ops 4. And I don't think that's right at all. So this is match point. So it looks like this game mode you play to 10 points. And it looks like the FR556. I don't think they have all the classes in the game. I think that's why you only get a couple of them. But it tells you that you have iron sights, muzzle brake. It tells you all the different attachments. So I don't know how the perk system is going to go in this, because I don't think we've seen anything about perks from the class setup. It just shows us the guns. So maybe there is no perks in this game mode. I'm not sure. It's definitely something to look out for. But I really like how it looks, how it goes. So as you can see now, boom, MP5. So it looks like right now we got the FAMAS MP5, a sniper, models, RPG, things like that. We haven't seen too much. We've seen a pistol. So we basically seen almost one of every type of class. So I'm obviously assuming there's more shotguns, more things like that. And I really hope they bring, I don't want to say, think like playful things, because I don't want it to seem like the Black Ops 4 weapons where like a lot of them are so cheesy or like fake, things like that. But I do think that having great pub weapons that aren't in competitive is a huge thing. Like I know, if you think back to like model 1887s, or if you think back to the dual Rangers or AA-12, like these shotguns, I don't know if they were used in competitive back then. They probably would be banned nowadays, but it's really nice having guns like that where a nice change of pace, without having to use like your primary AR every time, or just use a shotgun by itself. So that's all, guys, for this game. Let me know what your guys' opinion. I think it's a great start for a game. I definitely think there's some upgrades that can happen. I hope they do happen. But I think in all, it's a pretty good game. I like the way it looks. I like the way the shooting looks. I like the way the guns look and things like that. But I definitely think there's improvements. Like I said, I think that's why they came out with it, right now. And then the multiplayer official release is August 1st. So by then they can make a couple more upgrades and show us exactly. I think this is the year for COD. I think that they got the people that developed Modern Warfare 2 back. I don't know if you guys never knew, they left Infinity Ward after Modern Warfare 2. So they finally got them back. So they created this game. So I think that's a huge help. And I think really Call of Duty is on its end right now, in the fact that they really have like one more. I think this is the last chance. Everyone had their hope in Treyarch. Treyarch kind of disappointed a little bit, coming back with specialists and things like that. I think people really got over those. So I think this is really the last chance for Call of Duty to bring some new, fresh maps, bring some new guns, but also some old school guns. I think people would love to play with the UMP45, FAMASs, SCARs, things like that. But let's get, that's pretty much it, guys. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a like on the video if you did and enjoy it. Comment down below what you guys like about it and what you guys don't like about it. Subscribe if you guys want to see more content. I'm definitely going to be having a lot of content once Call of Duty drops. So you guys be on the lookout for that. And as always, guys, I will see you next time.